and it showed the last two tournaments out here where he made the top 32 both weeks. And last year, Dave Ryan just missing the show.
He has been red hot. Spoke to him last week after making that round of 8 in Kansas City. Really feels his game has come around. More of a straight-on approach, too, for him. Now to a lefty with 29 titles, as we mentioned. Hall of Fame status. Trying to prove that. Great start. Parker Bohn III. The big real-deal matchup, Bohn and Himmler.
You see the difference in average right here, 10 pins a game and the spare conversion. The reason why Brian-Himmler went to a Game 7 in all of 3 matches that he participated in. He struggled early on with the lane conditions. When the lanes broke down, he was at his best. He bowled a maximum number of games this week.
Parker, his wife Leslie, the baby boy Justin, born April 18th with him. And a good ball for him. Justin is in the baby room right now with Uncle Doug Kent.
Uncle Dougie.
He is watching a baby.
Beautiful profile of a game that has not only withstood time, but pressure as well. He just looks the same year in and year out.
Back to the Chief from Cincinnati, Ohio. A lot of power behind the ball of Brian-Himmler, who's been a PBA member since 1992.
Trailed Devaney 03, came back and won that. Was down to Tommy DeLutz when they went to Game 7. He bowled 300. And we already talked about the Patrick Allen match.
Brian's response, it was not gamesmanship when he put his hand up, despite the fact the match wasn't over. He was down 0-3 at that point. He said, hey, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. In the pocket again. And that stems from an incident with Patrick Allen a couple years ago at the U.S. Open.
Take a look at Brian-Himmler's eyes. It's on his target, and then right at release, watch where they go. Down at the floor.
Perfect start for Reach. Looks for the turkey. He's got it. We are even. 3 straight strikes to start the match. The semifinals. Live coverage of the PBA Tour continues here on ESPN. Randy's using the black ball, the time zone ball, different than his other.
Yeah, it's a little bit smoother reacting, a little less reacting, and it gives him nice backhand reaction, except on that shot.
7-10, dreaded split.
And in my opinion, this is the worst break a bowler faces because this ball is thrown well enough to strike, but instead of getting 9 spare, you're left with 8-1. You're left with an open frame. You make a good shot, and you're penalized.
Just 3 all-time on TV. The number doesn't change now. 10 stands an open frame after the perfect start for each through 3. We're coming to you from Vernon-Hills, Illinois, outside Chicago. Hawthorne Lanes, beautiful 40-lane center, hosting the Miller High Life Open for a 2nd straight year. It's also hosted many regional events and senior events as well. Dave Ryan, Randy Peterson, our entire crew. The live coverage continues. Rev rate, power. Perfect result for Himmler. Next week, we head to the Eastern Time Zone for the first time this year. Pepsi Open, Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's at 1 o'clock Eastern Time here on ESPN. As PBA hits tour stop number 4 en route to the World Championship. And, of course, the TOC in December. All bowlers trying to get into that field as well. If they win, they're into the all-exempt 64-man field for next year. The pressure and drama will really crank up as the tour rolls on later into the season. Absolutely blisters 10 into the pit. Brian-Himmler.
The reason why Brian-Himmler's eyes go to the floor when he lets go of it, he's trying to get the ball off his hand quick to get it rolling. He's using a mild reactive ball with a very stable drilling so he can stay right and stay in that dry and throw it hard. We talked about it last week. The difference between Brian-Himmler now and Brian-Himmler of old is the ability to go straighter.
Parker Bohn knows he got a break.
That was the old trip 379. What a huge break. But you know what? He deserves it. He got a terrible break the frame before. Look at that.
Match play record in his career. Outstanding. You see the average this week. Wow, 245.6. His wife Leslie has been here to see it all. Big strike. Lane level look at it for Parker Bohn III. When we return, we'll find out how other bowlers have fared this week in match play and the conclusion of this exciting semifinal. We know Mika Koivuniemi is through. Who will survive this match? Brian-Himmler's been red hot with a 5-bagger to start today on ESPN. Check your local listings for the time in your area. He's in support of the all-exempt field for next year. Get some help.
Did you see that? I got a break.
Head pin goes down last. He'll gladly take it. A third in a row. Foundation frame ball.
The concentration on Brian-Himmler's face. This ball's light. And what a huge break, tripping the 2-pin.
This is Parker. 6-pin stands for him. I want to make sure we said hello to his sons watching today in Nashville, Tennessee.
To think I had a shot clock violation for that other frame.
Parker is 14 years old, and Evan, who's 11. We heard him mentioning the shot clock violation from before.
Jesus Christmas.
Missed another. Unbelievable.
Yes, I was afraid it was going to happen.
Well, Brian-Himmler's your winner, and you'll never see Parker Bohn III do that again. I'm really speechless, Dave Brown. I really don't know how to respond to that. It's something that you just don't see out of guys of this caliber. I mean, Parker Bohn III, a future Hall of Famer, you just don't see that.
Already in the Hall of Fame. There's 10 down in the pit, but it's way too late. He has lost this match to the Chief Brian-Himmler. This will be fast track to the end. Remember, first show after 33 without for Himmler today. He's gone 93 events without a win on tour. And now he's in the finals. Mike Scroggins, Mika Koivuniemi to follow. Himmler will bowl the winner in the championship match for a shot at a title and the auto exemption in the 64-man field for next year. 4-pin. It has been a long time. 99 in Albuquerque since he's won. There'll be some questions for Parker Bohn after the opens.
Still looks to me like there may be some issues with his grip. You're losing it at the bottom of the swing. Doesn't look like it's quite right yet, but he'll work it out.
Parker Bohn III had lunch with Doug Kent, who's watching his baby right now, and wife Leslie early in the week. Looked up at that top 100 board that was posted here in Vernon-Hills. Big strike again there. Didn't see his name on the list. Doug Kent said that might change after a good week, and it was a very good week for Parker Bohn III, but he comes up short against the brilliance of Brian-Himmler. He is into the finals. Blistering the rack time and time again, and good reason to be confident. Pointing toward the championship match.